structure, process, procedure and environment, right? Structure tells about what is in organization, who is or in organization, right? Like director, then you have academic head, then faculty, then admin staff, then students. They are the part of what, who, right? Then how they are working. Purpose is there of teaching. For the fulfillment of that purpose of teaching, how they are working, how these peoples are working, right? See, first is what you say, admission. Admin staff is there, and even see counselors are also there. They are involved in admission process. So admission process is what? Function. Then what do you say here? Demo class. Demo class is performed by faculty. तो faculty का वहाँ काम है. Director से पूरा overall जो है वो control surveillance है ना. So the performance of director would be seen in terms of control. Control would be there. So first was director, then academic head, who will take the class. This is about the role of academic head. Then students to study about the things which is taught in organization, so would come under process. Then procedure, how these things are operated. See, procedure is there step by step. If class is there, class यहाँ होगा, how में class भी हो जाएगा. So in procedure what you say, if class is there, then inside the class what happens, whether the class is online, यहाँ पे online हो रहा है, online होगा, whether the class is online or offline. This is step by step process under admission. So admission is a process. Procedure is what you say, inside the process what the steps is being taken to complete the process or function. So whether class is online or offline, right? Then if see test is there, so test would be coming under how part or process, but how tests are being conducted, right? Like online test, offline test, manual, or what to say, OMR sheet based, or whatever the base, that would come under procedure. So under test, process of test, how the test is being conducted through the app, or see directly through the PDF, or what to say on WhatsApp. These are the different kind of things. Then standard of procedure. Standard procedure means to say every staff needs to come by 10 a.m. So is the detailed process, the process is there, or teaching. But if staff is not coming on time, then how administration would be there, how control would be there. So timing would be there in terms of a standard of procedure. Then salary payment would be particular of date in nature, right? So salary का एक particular date होगा, and that date must be followed. That is the thing coming under procedure. Then if anyone is not present in the organization by any means in between like 10 to 5 p.m., they need to have some kind of permission. By only or through only they can go to the market or any for any emergency work. They need to have some kind of prior permission to be taken by the organization head or some kind of responsible persons. That would come under procedure, right? That would come under procedure. Then environment comes to environment. In terms of MG Narega or Viksit Bharat, G Ram Ji, kind of scheme. For better performance, it is required to have better people's participation. People must be aware of the program. Then beneficiaries must be identified. Parallelly, in case of our organization, as what we say Plutus IAS, for the success of this organization in education sector, it needs to have better environment in terms of other coaching organization or coaching institute, what they are performing, how they are working, why the admission is comparatively less in that organization even, and how here is more information, more admission, right? Then what type of notes other organization are giving, what type of notes we are providing, whether online offline classes are there, and parallelly hybrid mode type of pattern is there or not, or only offline and online separate classes are there. Such kind of environment must be taken into consideration. What other organizations are doing, then see, in case of Viksit Bharat Ji Ramji, like that of scheme, for the success of that scheme, it requires to have environment taken into consideration. Society, in terms of society, what the society need. Sometimes you see in a particular state, such schemes are performing better. But in other states, you will see the same scheme is there, but performance is not up to the mark. Why? Because if we are not studying about the society where such kind of schemes are needed or not, and directly we are going to implement that scheme, then definitely such kind of problem would be arised, right? So environment concern must be there in terms of society. Then polity, if the government is interested for Manrega to be implemented, like that, if you compare the situation that earlier the government was of UPA and NDA, NDA government was intended to change the name of earlier program, and even any flagship programs initiated by the earlier government was changed with the name, and basic structures of that organization, that scheme was also changed. Why? Because they wanted to have the new kind of scheme, right? So if political environment is not supporting to any scheme to be better implemented, then the success of that scheme would always be in question, right? Then economic environment is also required. If you have the inflated economy, then any scheme, whether would be successful or not, depends upon the betterment of or better situation of the economy. So economy, polity, culture, all the things are impacting over the public administration. So you have the structure, process, procedure, and environment. Basically, these are the factors. If you study even biology, you will be having with such kind of words to be facing. So you must be knowing these things in terms of their definition, and then how it could be taken into consideration, or how it could be implemented in terms of the definition of public administration, right? So here again we'll write that public administration is the organization and management of man and material for the public purpose. Here man and material what are present in organization, public or private, would be taken as structure. ये क्या हो जाएगा, स्ट्रक्चर हो जाएगा, बताया ना. स्टैटिक रिलेशन हुआ, जैसे मैन है, डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ ऑफिसर्स आर देयर, मटेरियल है, जीरोक्स है, ये है, वो है. सो if you then if you name these man and material things, then it would be taken under structure. Then again, man and material, how they are operating will come under process. Then procedure, step by step, follow up action is there or not. Environment, surroundings of the organization, right? And to these factors, there is similarity between public and private organization. Whether is Plutus IAS, whether is what you say any agriculture department, any what you say public welfare department, all are having with man and material in terms of structure, in terms of what you say process, in terms of certain procedures must be following, then their environments are there. But the basic thing which is differentiating between man and material is that of public purpose. Where there is public purpose, public administration comes into the picture. Always keep in your mind that public administration would always be there with the purpose of public interest, common interest, public affairs, and public policy. So if public word is not with policy, then it would not be having with any relation to the public administration, right? So this is about today's lecture. Thank you.